Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mila, you're at Alexandrian Archives, and today we are doing I'm going to be reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books, and there's going to be 3, I believe, specifically. Hold on, let me see my screenshots. I just have them on my, give me a second. Okay, so I believe it's 3 specific books, and I do have several screenshots of books, and I will post them like somewhere here once I'm editing it, so you'll see them. However, I will be blocking out the reviewers, obviously. And these are all public reviews. Okay, do not send hate to the reviewer. I just thought it would be a fun video. So the first book, I'm just gonna read the review. I'm gonna omit the characters and the reviews, like the name of the book, and then towards the end of the set, I will tell you what the book is. I usually don't read books 1 star, but blank was dreadfully boring for me. Most of the book, I found that I couldn't follow the action and or the dialogue, and it was all just extremely tedious. There are a few clever moments, like when blank had to outsmart the blank, but the dialogue and the bagats just got in the way of the narrative. The plot felt very disjointed. After reading this, I'm leery about reading other ancient epics, that's a hint, like Arabian Nights, which I have on my TBR. The only other book like this that I've read is the Epic of Gilgamesh in college, which I actually remember enjoying. I wish I could come up with more positive, but I just didn't enjoy blank, so I wanted to like this because it is a classic, but maybe it's just not my thing. Have you guys guessed it yet? I don't know. Let's see if you guessed it. The next one. Again, I hate epic poems. This is a captivating story that could easily be condensed, omitting all the unnecessary repetitive language and be transported from boring to if you want to omit the unnecessary repetitive language, just read the spark notes of this book. Because, okay, I will explain my reasoning for saying that. Proud member of the blank/blank hate club. Percy Jackson taught me more than this book ever could. Have any of you guessed it? If you guessed The Odyssey by Homer, correct. The thing about that repetitive, unnecessary, all that stuff is because it was originally performed. It was an oral tradition. And therefore these bards, these singers, these performers had to memorize thousands of lines. And because of that, they had mnemonics for this. They had, oh gosh, what's the word? Epithets. They had epithets. So instead of saying Athena every time, you would say the gray-eyed goddess, the sparkling-eyed goddess, her epithets, or like Poseidon, the the earth shaker, you'd call him the earth shaker, or Zeus, you'd call him the king of the gods, Thunderbringer, all that stuff. So I just, again, no hate to these reviews, I just think they're funny. Okay, the next one. How is it that Tolkien managed to create a world 10-fold bigger than this with fewer pages? I said this before and I'll say it again, this is a long one. Just because you bloat a book with bland characters and lengthy descriptions doesn't automatically make it an epic. And from what I hear, blank needs another 9 books to convey a story. Sounds like blank, the author, just wanted to sign a long-term book deal. Immersion doesn't happen at the hands of quantity. If it takes you 10 books at over 1,000 pages each to convey your story, then you failed as a storyteller. Goodreads has the Lord of the Rings trilogy, The Hobbit, and The Silmarillion marked in at a total of 1,968 pages. That's less than the first 2 blank books combined. And yet there was enough detail to pump out 6 blockbuster epics. Good grief, man. You need 10,000 pages to convey a plot. I can only dream of what Tolkien would have done with that kind of a book deal. For people who compare this to The Name of the Wind, I say stop. Just stop. Name of the Wind has something in it called prose. It flowed like water down streams and rivers. This was more like curdled milk. Have you guys guessed it yet with the Tolkien comparison? The next one is, I must be reading a different book to most of the other reviewers, as this is the dullest book I can recall. So long, so boring. I'm struggling to finish it, but we'll keep going. Already bought the rest of the series on a Kindle offer. I wish I hadn't. I finally battled my way to the end, so glad it's over. There's no way I will read the next two in the series. The author must have a very big family, because anyone who gives this dirge more than 2 stars must be related to him. No, I'm not related to him. Fun fact. I've managed to read 600... This is the next review. I've managed to read 600 plus pages and I'm done. There's no real plot, just words put together in order to extend the length of the book. When you start writing for the money, you just ramble on and on without purpose. Blank was a masterpiece. This one, juvenile, cheesy, trash. See, let's go back to the first review. This is a review of The Way of the Kings by Brandon Sanderson. And the thing with comparing Sanderson to Tolkien is that Tolkien probably would have written more, not if he had a book deal, because I'm pretty sure book deals worked differently back when he was writing, but because of printing limitations. Because Lord of the Rings would have been, it's supposed to be one book, and it's only recently that we got it as one book. We have it as one volume. And obviously I don't agree, because Stormlight Archives is one of my favorite series of all time. Like, I love it to bits. I love The Way of Kings. I think it would have hurt me more if I read 1-star reviews of Words of Radiance, because that is my favorite Sanderson book. However, yeah, it doesn't... See, the whole 9 books thing is, again, also misinformation, because these are arcs, right? So they're also set in different time periods, and he's just exploring the world. And what's so bad with exploring the world? I don't understand, because he's going, like, back and forth in time, he's going back and forth with events, and it's just, again, that's just my opinion, but I just think that, for those that don't know, you know, the Stormlight Archive series is supposed to be 10 books, and the first 5 are Arc 1, or Era 1, and the second 5 is Era 2, and he's doing this with more or less all his series, such as Mistborn, and yeah, I'm surprised someone liked Elantris more than they did Stormlight, because I've heard the opposite for a majority. Here's the next book, or the next review for the next book. Reads like a white woman appropriating Arab culture, and it makes me sad that an Arab author wouldn't get the same level of attention. There are far superior books, and I hope that the series does not continue. Cool. This is a DNF. Super boring. Couldn't get past 25%. Too many other better books to read. Moving on. Cool. Good on you. Speak your truth. Audiobook. DNF at over 60%. Life is too short to struggle through a book this uninteresting. About halfway through, I sped up my audiobook player to 1.4 times just to get through this sooner, but then I realized I can't have nice things. I don't have to listen to an audiobook with uninteresting, unlikable, and unrelatable characters with confusing names, using confusing tools, going to confusing places. If I hear the word Zulfikar one more time, I'm going to lose it. This also sounded very YA, but maybe that was the narrator's little baby girl voice, which grated. And if you haven't guessed by now, this is about The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. I think that this book is phenomenal. I think that she did so much research, and I mean, people can feel exactly how they want to feel, but considering that she's, I mean, obviously it's not the culture, but considering that she's Muslim, obviously she has some knowledge of Arabic and of the Arab culture, so I feel like saying that she's appropriating it isn't necessarily a good thing. Like, it's not correct entirely. Sure, there may be some Arabs that read the book and think that it's appropriating. I personally don't feel that way, although I'm not Arab, nor am I a practicing Muslim. But yeah, I just think that that's a weird thing to say concerning the author is Muslim. So clearly she has some connection to Arab culture, even if she's not fully immersed in it, because you read the Quran in Arabic. Like, you learn Arabic to read you read the Quran in Arabic. That's the whole point, you know? And Obviously, you can read the translation, but again, mistranslations and things getting lost, and it's recommended that you read the Arabic one, right? The original script. So, like, again, I don't know if the author does have knowledge of Arabic, but she seems to be very well read in terms of history books. I follow her, and I just, yeah, I don't know. That's my sort of defense against this review. And the whole thing about confusing, this is from the last review, the whole thing about confusing names, using confusing tools, going to confusing places, that's a bit, how do I say this? Insensitive, that's the word. It's very ignorant as well, because Arab scientists and Arab philosophers and Arab mathematicians built the things that you use, discovered the things that you use, also discovered the things that are then given credit to European scientists and American scientists. But like, your numbers are Arabic, you know, your way of counting and all that stuff. So many things with math comes from Arab scientists, mathematicians. Geometry comes from like Arab mathematicians. I mean, correct me in the comments, but a good chunk of the science world comes from Arab mathematicians and Arab scientists, and it also comes from Persian scientists. But again, all the credit is given to the white people. I'm just like, ugh. But yeah. So, I mean, people can have their own opinions. I just wanted to give my 2 cents when in regards to these reviews. Obviously, it's not a bad thing to have a negative opinion to my favorite books. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, hey, you might be a little bit misinformed, and here you go. Anyways, I'm not really making fun of these reviewers. I hope they have a good day if they come across this. Whoops. And yeah, if you watched all the way through, thank you so much for doing that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you subscribe and you hit the bell icon. I hope that you leave your thoughts down below and you follow me on all my socials and you check out the books and you check out all my links, and I hope that we can get to 1,000 subscribers quickly because I put a lot of time and effort in this channel and in these videos, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy reading.